My name is John Keenan, and I'm one of your classmates in Intro to Interpretation, and today I want to talk to you about one of my hobbies, beekeeping. Now, I'm sitting here in front of one of my hives, and I'm not in my bee suit, which is just about as brave as I get these days. But I'm a retired Marine, and beekeeping sort of came after retirement. How did I get to beekeeping after being a retired Marine? Well, after years of being in the habit of thinking globally and acting locally, I wanted something that was thinking locally and acting locally. I'd grown up on a farm, and I wanted to stay sort of in the community of people that helps out local agriculture, and I wanted to do things for others, and beekeeping really does that for me. I get to help out my environment. I get to help out I get to help out farmers, people who are still in the farming community, even though I've since left it. So beekeeping is as much personal as it is a hobby that I just enjoy. I do actually enjoy sitting near the bees, much as I'm doing now, and listening to the hum of the hive. The hum of the hive is relaxing. Now, if you're afraid of bees, or if you get stung by bees and you feel the sting, you probably don't think of it as all that relaxing. But bees, by and large, leave you alone if you leave them alone. So I'm going to sit here, and I'm not going to open their house up, I'm not going to steal their food, and I'm not going to go after their boss, the queen. Or not really their boss, but their mom, the queen. As you probably know, bees pollinate just about everything. They pollinate apples, they pollinate almonds and berries and flowers, and if we didn't have bees, there would probably be a much greater demand on our food supply. There are threats to bees. There's a threat that the bee that wants to land on my arm right now might die because I'll kill it. No, that's just a joke. There are bees that want to land on my arm, but they're not going to bug me if I don't bug them. But there's habitat loss, there's pesticides that are killing bees because some farmers don't want them on the crops. There are parasites like Varroa Mite and small Hive Beetle, and there's climate shifts, and bees have to adapt to their habitat being lost. Ground clearing can make, ground clearing for new neighborhoods can also impact bees' habitat. So, think locally, act locally. That's what I do. I also design and build things that keep the hive healthy through a company that I call Buzz and Build. I make 3D prints, and I design the things that I print. Now, one example of something I designed and I've printed is the hive entrance reducer that all the bees are gathered around right now. It's the white piece of plastic at the bottom of the hive. That white piece of plastic is designed to reduce mouse incursion, and it's also designed so that the bees have to defend the least amount of space. Why is that important? Well, in the winter, bees have mice that want to take shelter in their home, and that's not good because they can disrupt the hive. And in the rest of the year, the hive entrance needs to be as small as possible so that bees don't have to fight against predators and other insects that would take their food. Virginia, where I live, has a specific calendar, and beekeeping follows that calendar. So in the spring, we have the flow, and the flow is all of the nectar is doing what it's supposed to do. It's flowing out of the plants, and the bees go and collect it, and they put it in the hive, and that makes the hive grow. In the summer, the nectar stops flowing, and I have to do things like feed the bees. Now you can see there's a feeder on there right now. That's the little mason jar. And if I'm blinking a lot, that's because there are bees flying around my face. But there's a mason jar, and that mason jar has sugar water in it. And I put that sugar water in there. I mix that sugar water, and I put that in there when there's no nectar flow. And I put that on in the summer when there's no nectar flow, and then I put a stronger version of that on in the fall because the bees need to be prepared for winter. And so I'm helping them prepare for winter by putting a higher dose of sugar water on there so that they can dehydrate that and then put it into the cells they will then keep themselves alive with over the winter. Beekeeping has taught me a lot about cooperation, discipline, and resilience in group environments. Obviously, the Marine Corps taught me this. Beekeeping just reinforced it. It also taught me about loss. Last year, I had other hives, and those hives succumbed to food problems because they ran out of food in the middle of the winter and they died. And that taught me about loss and how to recover from that loss, how to be resilient, how to accept that loss as just a part of nature, and how to pick myself up off the ground and recover. Beekeeping really reinforces and helps me encourage my stewardship mindset, taking care of my team, the bees, taking care of my family, taking care of my community. All of these things are important to me in that think local, act locally mantra that we talked about earlier. And so if you learn nothing else from this video, bees don't bite just because I've sat here for 6 minutes and I haven't gotten stung once. Now yes, the bees have hovered around me, they have been very curious in what I'm doing, but I haven't gotten stung. Anyway, thank you for your time and good luck in the course.